killer was carrying out his mission, his scope was suddenly blocked by a beautiful woman. Well trained as he was, he quickly shifted the sight back onto the target, but because of a man's nature, he couldn't help sneaking another glance. The killer realized he couldn't go on like this, so he hurried to steady his mind, then looked at his watch. Heart rate 65, this was when he was in his best condition. Jack gripped his gun tightly, focused his attention, and prepared to finish the target with a single shot, because he had never failed before. As the tycoon reappeared in his sight, Jack decisively pulled the trigger, but at the critical moment, the woman suddenly moved, and ended up taking the bullet instead. Jack quickly chambered another round, ready to fire again, but the bodyguards had already located his firing position, and swiftly drew the curtains. A perfect sniper shot usually only has one chance. Jack swiftly packed up his gun, picked up the trash on the ground, then put on his helmet and rushed downstairs. He escaped on a tram, and when the police sirens roared past, Jack had already slipped away along a side road. Then he dumped his equipment, changed routes to avoid the police, and threw his helmet into the river. After that he went to a convenience store, entered the restroom and quickly took off his clothes, washed away his body scent, carefully shaved his beard, put on the prepared clothes, and sprayed expensive perfume. Once everything was handled, he walked out, stopped a taxi, and headed straight to the airport. Before going in, he wiped the fingerprints off his last handgun, and threw it into the trash can. But when going through security, he noticed a police dog staring at him. Even though he had already cleaned his scent, he still gave up that flight. He then used a fake identity to buy a ticket for the next flight. Just as he was about to board, his boss called.
How could this happen? It's unprecedented.
It happened.
Is that what you suggest I inform the client? It happened. This is a problem. Obviously it's a fucking problem, to say the least.
After hanging up, Jack pulled out the SIM card and smashed the phone under his foot to prevent being tracked. Even when he seemed safe on the plane, he stayed constantly alert. He soon noticed a suspicious man. After landing, Jack again used a fake identity to arrange a connecting flight. That man also arranged a transfer. Strangely, they ran into each other again. With 20 years of experience, Jack believed this was no coincidence. He immediately changed his flight to the next day, checked into a hotel, and ordered dinner. After confirming it was the waiter, Jack opened the door.
It's right over there.
He wasn't hungry, he needed some weapons. He wedged a glass against the doorknob, then placed a plate underneath. After setting all this up, Jack took the table knife, kept it beside him, and turned off the lights. Fortunately, nothing happened that night. After checking and confirming no one was around, Jack finally felt safe enough to board the plane. 3 hours later, he arrived in the city. His car was parked just outside the airport. Even in the car, Jack did not relax. He constantly changed his route, stayed highly alert, and avoided driving alongside any other vehicle. Then he crossed a field, entered a remote road, and reached a hidden mansion. When he entered with his fingerprint, he discovered 2 large footprints on the ground. They were not his wife's shoe size, and beside them was a pile of cigarette butts. This meant someone had been staking out his door. Jack immediately realized someone wanted to assassinate him. He quickly grabbed a gun from the car, climbed over the gate, and ran toward the house under the cover of bushes. Then he noticed footprints near the house as well, which meant someone had gone inside.